Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to get your colored Axon started. Um, it, I always liked making these. I think they're super fun, but what we can do is we can use our same view from our last video. If you watched the black and white Axon video, and if you haven't, you need to go watch that. It's really important. I go over a lot of content, but really we just want our line work. And so I'm going to turn the hatch off. And I'm actually also going to turn off our hidden lines um, because we don't necessarily need that for what we're going to do with this. But I can just get out of that command, grab this line work, file, export selected, and we can work our way to whatever file you're working in, right? And we're going to go to Adobe Illustrator, change it from Rhino 7 to Adobe Illustrator. I'm just going to name this Colored Axon. Go ahead and hit enter. And we're currently working in something that is scaleless, meaning it doesn't have a particular scale assigned to it. But if you are doing something that has an exact scale, like it has to be 1/8 of an inch drawing, or like 1 foot equals 1/4 inch, something like that, you can export specific scales. But we're just gonna not really mess with that today. So we're gonna export that, and then I'm going to go to my file explorer where this has been put in, and we're gonna open the colored Axon, and it is gonna just start you out in Illustrator. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our properties, changes from points to inches, and then we're going to hit edit artboards, and we're going to change this to be 18, tab 18. Hit enter. Go ahead and hit enter again. Hit OK. You can escape. And there you go. Then we can highlight all our lines and just kind of drag it on here. If you hold control and hit plus and minus, that's how you zoom in and out in Illustrator. Now, if you just grab this corner and start to drag it, it's going to distort your dimensions. So what you want to do is hold shift and it will keep your dimensions the way that we have it. And it looks like our line weights are currently this one is almost a 1, and this one's a 0.7. So the line weights we had set in Rhino are accurate, and they are different. And our colors are different as well, but it keeps our layers as well, but we're just gonna select everything on these layers. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to change the stroke color to black, just like that. And so we have this drawing. What are we gonna do with this? First, I want you to open a tab in Google. I'm going to bring this over here. Type in coolers, color. Search it, and it is this first option right here. This is a color palette generator. So this is just a really helpful tool. Basically, I don't need a tutorial because I'm going to teach you. It just randomly generates colors. And what you can do is, let's say you don't like this color, or if you only want 4 colors, if you hit Control Z, what it does, or spacebar, it basically just cycles through random color palettes. And this is just a really great little tool that you can use to generate fun color palettes. Like I actually kind of really like this one, but let's say I wanted to keep this color but not the other ones, it will generate new colors around the color that you have selected. This looks kind of like the Irish flag, I think. Or maybe Italian, I don't know. But let's just scope out some color palettes. This one could be interesting. Trying to think of what I want to do, and there's a lot of freedom in this. But there's different types of colors. You can do different shades of the same thing, and this is generated through a lot of color theory that this website goes to great lengths to tell you. But these are the color codes that this just would like copy it to. You can copy it to your clipboard just by hitting Control C and taking it in. So let's say I like this yellow, and I like this blue, and I like this pink. Honestly, I think this is great. This is like a tri-tone palette where, as opposed to, instead of like 5 shades of purple or like 4 shades of a single color and like a neutral color at the end, that's like a monochromatic palette. This is a very vibrant tri-color palette. There's different types of palettes, but I like these, and so what I'm going to do is I don't think I'm going to use the black. I think I'm going to use the thistle, the dogwood rose, the jonquil, and the UCLA blue. Go Golden Bears if you are a fan. So what we're going to do is I'm going to draw just kind of off my palette 4 little boxes. And I'm going to copy this color code, copy. This copy color right there. Go into Illustrator, go into Fill when you have one of these selected. Color mixer, this number right here. You just paste that in, hit enter, and it pulls that color for you. Isn't that great? So we're going to do that, and then we're going to select our second box. Go back to our palette. Come over here, copy the yellow. Go over to Fill, click on the box. Then again, just get that really nice color in there. And I'm using kind of like a tri-color method. You do not have to do that. It's really up to you, and the way you shade and make your Axon is totally up to you. I'm gonna go over to Fill, color code, paste, get that pink, and then this last one, we're gonna get this nice cream color. Over here, copy. Fill, paste, enter. There we go. So here's the different colors. What we're going to do also is we're going to draw a box around the edge of our artboard, and we're going to set this box to be blank. And so this is all the line work we have. We're going to go to layers, and we're going to go to make a new layer. We're going to bring it to the bottom, and we're going to rename it Live Paint. So I'm going to show you a great tool called the Live Paint tool. Select all of your line work and hit K on your keyboard. This is going to generate what's called a live paint group. First, what we want to do before you do that, you hit like go up to your selection tool or V. We're going to highlight everything we have, and we're going to Control C, Control V. Actually, we're going to undo that. We're going to Control C, and then we're going to go to our new layer, edit, paste in place. And so this new layer has a copy of everything, and we're going to turn off our original layers. We're going to keep them, but we're going to turn them off for now and lock them. And so this is all in one layer now. Now you hit K, because you can't undo a live paint. You can't edit a live paint once it's happened. So copy your line work. Then when you click in here, what you've done is you've created a live paint. And this just really simply is, if we get into this top layer, we can grab our boxes and drag them down to our live paint layer, then lock that and turn it back on. If you hit I, pulls up the eyedropper button, you can select a color, right, just by clicking on it. And then if you hit K, you can pick, a spot to fill it in. Isn't that fun? So I kind of like that as the background, actually. So let's start with blue. And there's a few different ways to do this. It's really just up to how you want to represent your project. And you can have as many different colors as you'd like. And you can live paint this, let's say these, and then this is a pretty popular method of coloring something where you take the three axes and make each axis a color. And so you like blue is this direction, pink is this direction, and yellow is up. Now, obviously, there's some slanted geometry in here, so it's not an exact science, but you don't even have to do it like this. You can color it however you want. Maybe you want to keep the inside-outside denotation that we've been doing in our Rhino file, and that what your physical model is going to be is like painted black and white based on what was originally interior and exterior. You could represent that in this Axon. You could just willy-nilly start to really just color it however you want. I recommend that there is some sort of rhyme or reason to it. Maybe you want just each individual shape to be a different color. So you could think like, oh, this is going to be a blue thing. This down here is going to be a blue box. That's going to be yellow. This is going to be yellow right here. This box will be yellow. And maybe I want this one to be blue. It's really just whatever you want. So like, you can play around with it. The one stipulation is that when you click this live paint, everything will be selected. Go over to your stroke and click none right here. And so when you click off of it, it's going to look like there's no lines. And so your Axon is just going to be this, your colored Axon. So you want to pick something that represents your drawing without lines. So let's say I did decide to keep what I had going, and then I just kind of take this and turn off my lines. You can still kind of tell the form, the shape, what's going on. And it might work better maybe if yellow was on this face and pink was on the top. Like I can play around with that and try it. That's the beauty of this. You can just kind of test stuff. So I am going to change that because I saw some of these yellows kind of blended in with the background a little. Grab that, make our front faces yellow, and then hit V, select our live paint, stroke, turn it on. Yeah, I think that is really nice. And I think it gets the point across of what you're trying to do. So this is just one style of live paint. You don't have to do it like this. You can make it as many different colors as you want. But I think the more colors you add to a palette, the more likely it is to look not great, especially since there's no line work here. So you're all working with the same pieces. I'm excited to see the variety that you guys come up with. But what you can do with this is basically you file and you save as, and you want to save it to your computer as a PDF. And when you open your PDF, that is how you are going to plot. So you just hit save PDF. And when you open your PDF, you'll be able to print to the Knowlton plotters. Do not send Illustrator files to the Knowlton plotters. It will mess them up and clog up the queue, and then tech support will have to come in and fix it. So yeah, I hope that's super helpful. You guys are doing really great. Be sure to ask any questions to me or the GAs, and I'll be floating around Thursday if you need my help. I'll see you then.